right, what is up, everybody? It is a Monday morning. Hopefully you guys are off to a good start to your work week. Hopefully y'all had a great weekend out there. I know I pretty much got to chill, watch a lot of football. That was kind of my thing this
You
weekend.
were supposed to get things done yesterday when it was nicer
Football
and
got in
warmer.
the way. What could I say?
I'm sure it's a lot.
I mean, we
Very
had the
similar to what
Texas
happened to some of
game,
you
the
guys.
Texas game on Friday, then a couple of playoff games. Shout out to the Houston Texans, not the Longhorns who lost, unfortunately, but the Texans won, and then a couple of games yesterday. So yeah, things were really nice outside. Being able to just go out, hang out, watch some TV.
Yeah, enjoy the patio area. Maybe
Yes.
have a little drink.
Well, okay. You know, dry January, trying it out, but you know, here we go.
That.
Yes, but thank you very much for being with us on GMSA Plus. Again, you're watching us on KSAT Plus. This is our streaming app that you can download for free, and so you can take us anywhere you go, whether you're maybe heading out, maybe to work, getting a little bit of a later start to your day. We are here with you to continue all of our coverage.
Maybe they're at work already and they're watching
maybe
us.
that.
They
That
want to
too,
stay up to
yes.
date on what's going on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of what's going on, obviously, we want to talk weather now with our guy Justin Horn, and this is actually was a really cool Just Ask Justin question. Justin, I gotta say, this
He
is
took us back to
this
the
is one of your
80s.
Hall of Famer ones right here.
It's a throwback. This was for my KSAT lifers, my KSAT fans that go way back. So our question this morning was, today marks the anniversary of the 1985 snowstorm. We all remember this so well, 40-year anniversary, by the way. Who was the chief meteorologist at KSAT 12 during the event? The choices were Mike Lozano, Steve Brown, Jim Dawson, or Mike Ostrage. All of them kind of legends in their own respect, but what did you guys think? You guys voted for
See,
Brown?
I thought Steve Brown, because he's been here for 100 years. But
Wow.
some people were saying Mike, and
Right.
Mike's not that old to be
I-
having.
He was at KSAT for a while, but not that far back.
I initially, for whatever reason, thought it was Mike, and then I started doing the math in my head, and I was like, wait a minute, no way. Yeah, because then that would have meant Mike would have been like 10 when he would have been the chief. So
Yeah.
I kind of defaulted just to Brown.
Right.
But we were talking
Jim
about this
Dawson.
earlier. Yes.
Jim Dawson.
Okay.
And Jim Dawson spent many years at Channel 4. He kind of legendary there, and then he did come over to KSAT 12, and he was the meteorologist during the snowstorm. That was kind of the tail end of his career, but he started as a meteorologist in the Air Force and worked in San Antonio for decades, and he was famous for his cartoons. He used to draw cartoons back in the day. It was pretty cool. So anyway, that's our throwback for you, those of you who remember Jim Dawson. He was definitely a legend here in San Antonio. He, if you listen to him, he describes the fact that he just kind of fell into this profession. Yeah. He was selling cars, and they convinced him to come do weather on
Whoever
TV.
was buying a
So
car from him.
I had read about him that he was a car salesman by day, and then he would go do the forecast, or he was was that a OAI or Kono?
One of them, yeah.
something like that. Yeah, that was like old school stuff.
Pretty cool stuff.
Good salesman
Anyway.
there. Could sell weather to anyone.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, that's our throwback for today. Yes, the anniversary of the snowstorm. No snow on our map this morning. We do have a beautiful sunrise underway. 41 degrees at the airport, 42 in New Braunfels, Converse 44, Bernie 36, Stinson 45. A little bit of a north breeze, so that means there is a wind chill. Our forecast today take us up to about 58. That's exactly where we were yesterday. So if you liked yesterday, you're going to love today. We'll see partly cloudy skies. And then as we get into tonight, we'll drop down into the 40s. I do want to show you the futurecast. Quiet until Tuesday evening. That's when we start to see clouds moving in. And then by Wednesday, we could see a couple sprinkly showers. I don't expect a lot out of this. Most of it's going to be San Antonio and points south and east, but we have put in a 20% chance of rain on Wednesday as a little area of low pressure develops along the coast. So that's kind of the one blip on the radar here, so to speak, in the extended forecast, 20%. The other big story is going to be what happens late in the weekend. We think a pretty strong cold front comes through. This brings windy conditions, and this looks like some pretty cold air. Right now, we're forecasting 40s on Sunday and Monday, but this is subject to change. We'll see how this air mass modifies as it moves across the country, but it is of Arctic nature, and we could see some hard freezes showing up as we get into next week. So if you want to go ahead and prepare for that, plans, get them ready. And of course, we have Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday. Last year, events were canceled because of ice. I don't think there will be precipitation this year, but it will be cold.
Yeah. I feel like those folks can't ever get a break. Folks that take part in the MLK marches and all that events on Monday, because it's always so cold.
Yes.
And now look at 27. That is cold, especially with the wind coming in.
Yeah.
It's going to be miserable out there.
It's interesting you brought that up, because I think part of it is I think the marchers and the organizations are kind of already sort of, I guess, used to some of the cold weather they're going to be seeing. And I know when I've gone out there to cover the march, they've had like coffee or hot chocolate out there as well. So definitely ways to layer up and keep yourself warm.
Layer.
Yes.
They sell these long johns at Walmart. Only $10. I think it's a great investment.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
it keeps you warm.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, Justin, real quick, man, I have a quick question for you. Young Justin Horn here. Who was your inspiration? We saw these legends,
names.
these OGs
Boy.
right here of the meteorology world in San Antonio, South Texas. Did you have an inspiration growing up? Who was your go-to?
Gosh, that's tough. See, I grew up in Midland, so some of the local meteorologists there were my inspiration. Obviously, some like Jim Cantori type. Yeah.
Okay.
Weather Channel folks.
Yeah.
He was on the air when you were little?
He was. He's been around a little bit.
Guy works out.
He looks pretty good.
Yeah. Shout out to the Jim Cantori. All right. Good stuff there, Justin.
All right, we want to check in on some traffic conditions out there.
right,
I was checking out earlier. Really, it's been a really slow Monday, which is great. That means all of you guys are getting to school or work or wherever you're going this morning safely, because there's no accidents to report. So let's check in with our Alex comments.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check in with Alex. Alex, how are things looking out there in Drive Cam? Looks like you have a beautiful sunrise right here, and I'm trying to see where you're at. All right, there you go. Hildebrand, Fulton, near Northwest side.
On the
kind of on I-10, yes. All right, Alex, how are things going out there, my man?
Yeah, good morning. I just left downtown. Things have been moving kind of slow downtown, especially because we still have that construction project happening right at Fine Silver Curve, coming down 35 southbound and I-10. It's all in that upper level, so it's only reduced to one lane. That's why we see that slowing. It took me about 10 minutes to get to Fine Silver Curve from that 281-35 interchange. So keep that in mind. If you need to go past I-10, let's say you're going 35 south towards Highway 90, just use that lower level. It's a lot faster than the upper level. That's where all that construction's at. The light at the end of the tunnel is that project should be ending by this Friday evening. So the morning commute for next week should be all clear, and there should be no more delays. 35 southbound right there at Fine Silver Curve. Happy Monday, RJ.
All right, happy Monday to you too, Alex, after a good weekend out there. So we appreciate the reports from Alex out there in Drive Cam with us. And we're going to get to a lot more news coming up here in just a bit, Patty.
Yeah, we're taking a little break, but we're going to talk about the wildfires in California and some of the folks from the Lone Star State that are heading out that way. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to GMSA Plus, again streaming on the KSAT Plus app. We are happy to be with you here as you take us on the road or your morning commute or whatever it is. Maybe you're already at work, just logging in.
Maybe
I know a lot
they're
of folks work
working
from home.
out.
Oh, that's it.
There's a lot of people that like to stay informed all morning. It's been a while since I've been to the gym too.
Yeah. It's the only thing I work out, just easy. So yeah, obviously we covered traffic and weather, so make sure to follow us on KSAT.com, all of our platforms there. But we do want to talk obviously about the wildfires in Southern California. I don't know if you've been following a lot of the stuff out there, Patty. I know that you have a lot of family and friends out there.
Yeah, I've been checking in on them. Everybody is okay, but everybody that I know knows somebody that's impacted. Like they have a friend that lost a home. And then you start seeing people are helping the community out. That's beautiful to see, especially in such a big city like LA.
Yeah, it is absolutely just tragic and devastating to see what's going on there. So we do want to talk about some local reinforcements that are headed to the West Coast. This is called a strike team made up of some local fire departments, and they are actually in Southern California helping out with those wildfires. That's the Bernie Fire Department and also firefighters from New Braunfels, District 2 and District 8, also Canyon Lake, Schertz, and Farr. which is in the Rio Grande Valley.
And anytime there's a fire somewhere, anywhere outside Texas, these teams are deployed. So it's good to know. I knew that they were heading out there. It's just a matter of finding out which departments are sending.
I've been reading that there's even other countries sending
Yes,
fire
Mexico,
officials.
I
That's
saw,
right.
was
Yes,
sending some folks.
just to kind of the scope of what's going on there. So hopefully our people here stay safe, and again, prayers to everyone out there.
And here's what officials are saying. They're taking preemptive steps to help people rebuild when the Los Angeles County wildfires end. The ongoing blazes are the costliest and most destructive in state history.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, the area's seen a ton of wildfires over the past couple of years, so that just goes to show you the amount of damage. So an executive order from California Governor Gavin Newsom was signed yesterday, suspends some building requirements for wildfire victims. Newsom says that he's also allocating state resources to speed up insurance inspections. I know there's a lot of people asking about that. Officials say that uninsured losses are a greater challenge that might require, obviously, as we mentioned, some philanthropy, other folks kind of coming in and helping out with that.
Yeah, and what's striking about this is most of the time when you see these fires, they're kind of the homes that are closest to the mountains, to the wooded areas. But this, it really looks like it came down to neighborhoods, entire neighborhoods burned to the ground, which is something that has never been seen before.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable video taking place out there. Well, back here at home, this is something that actually caught my attention this morning over the weekend. KSAT 12 has learned that Tejano music legend Flaco Jimenez has been hospitalized, Patty.
Yeah, a post was made on Flaco's Facebook page confirming the hospitalization. The post said that Flaco is facing a medical hurdle, but he's in good spirits. And they're also encouraging people that he is in good hands and he's on the road to recovery. The Jimenez family says the Facebook page is where they will be communicating with updates. They also want to say thank you to all the fans for the love and support that they've already sent out there.
Yeah, so we'll continue to get updates on that. I know that we've done a lot of stories with Flaco Jimenez. I believe Erica Hernandez used to do a lot of sort of like Tejano music stories. So we'll see if we can get some more updates on Flaco. Of course, you know what? He is a legend here when it comes to Tejano Conjunto music. So, you know, hopefully well wishes towards him, and hopefully he gets back up to speed here.
Yeah, and of course we're going to stay on up to date on that Facebook page. Like they said, that's where they're communicating. So
absolutely. All right, we're going to take you to break right now. This is going to be a short break. Again, you're watching us on GMSA Plus. Coming up, the Spurs. Looks like we got a new basketball court out there on the east side for some of our residents.
The future
there.
Spurs players.
I like that.
They might not even be born yet.
There we go. All right, we will be right back. You're watching us on GMSA Plus on the KSAT Plus app.
Hey there, good morning and happy Monday. You are watching us on our GMSA Plus, KSAT Plus, and KSAT.com. Thank you for staying with us, hanging out with us. It's a little more loose here on the stream.
Absolutely, yes. So obviously, we cover a lot of different things. We cover traffic, weather, and also news as well. So thank you very much if you're with us right now on GMSA Plus. We're doing this now Monday through Friday, y'all. So if you do not check us out, for our early shows on Good Morning San Antonio, you can also check us out at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock on GMSA Plus.
Yeah, we're not constrained to time, so we can talk all we want.
Oh, man.
And I was going to ask you, because our next story has to do with the Riverwalk. Do you go to the Riverwalk very often?
You know what? I've started to. Now that I moved back closer to downtown, I have a shout out this Southtown area. I actually do, because it's easy to kind of just walk over there, and also for a little like morning jog. Yeah, it's really nice. Plus they got the lights going on there. I think they've done a great job kind of revitalizing that whole area.
Yeah, and the San Pedro Creek area too
it's
up
really
there.
Nice.
It's really pretty, but it's also kind of dirty.
That too, yes, because happening today, and they're going to take care of that. The Riverwalk is going to be a little bit drier this week. The city is going to perform its annual draining and maintenance of sections of the river.
Yeah, starting today, the channel from Brooklyn Avenue to Houston Street is going to be completely drained, and parts of the river from Houston Street to Nueva Street are also going to be drained. So don't take a friend if they're tourists. Don't take them to that area. Find somewhere else to take them.
Yeah, maybe want to avoid that spot there. But don't worry, y'all. If you are a fan of the Riverwalk here, you can still enjoy the River Loop area. That part will not be drained. And again, this maintenance is going to take place the rest of this week, hopefully wrapping up by this Friday. So hopefully we get that taken care of. Got to keep our Riverwalk cleanish, you know.
I'm always curious to see what they find. If it's
Yeah.
a $100 bill, I lost it.
There you go. Yes, yeah, always interesting.
All right, and the San Antonio Spurs teamed up with Bexar County to revitalize a park on the east side. And this is what you were talking about earlier, adding brand new basketball, tennis, and pickleball courts, all decked out in Spurs colors.
That's right. We got some silver and black there. I like how they added pickleball there.
I know, I was
that's
going to say
become a thing.
pickleball. It's a
Yeah,
big thing
that's
these
become
days.
a thing. Yeah, so I know a lot of kids are playing that. So this is out there at Pletz Park, just past the Frostbank Center, right there, the home of the Spurs. Bexar County Commissioner Tommy Calvert was joined by a lot of kids, the coaches, the hype team was out there to cut that ribbon at that new playground and new court. The County Commissioners Court approved this at a no-cost agreement with the team to feature the logo and colors at the park last September, and they invested more than $1 million to upgrade that park. The courts are now open and ready for anyone who wants to go ball out, have some fun out there at Pletz Park.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'm looking at the video. A lot of these kids have that really cool shirt too. I bet they gave them out for this. And it has to be really exciting for these kids in that community to have access to this first and dream big, right?
Yeah.
Dream of someday playing for your team.
Absolutely. So earlier in our shows, one of our directors, who shall remain nameless. I know he doesn't like giving us his name. He said that there were a lot of former, actually, Spurs players that used to play at this park on the east side back in the day. Some of my old Spurs fans, Rod Strickland was one of them. He mentioned Willie Anderson was one of them. So they would go out there and do just like regular pickup games. So maybe, I don't know if they'll do it now, but maybe we might get a Spur to show up out there.
Little community parks is where the big dreams start, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. So make sure to check out that story and all the other stories that we have on our website, KSAT.com. All right, Patty. So I think we're going to wrap things up
We're
here.
going to wrap it up.
Yes,
We're going to go take a break. I'm hungry. Are you?
Yes, I am too. Yeah, we still got to do another cut in here. So get your latest traffic and weather updates coming up. But for us here at GMSA Plus, we appreciate you hanging out with us on this Monday morning. Hopefully you guys have a great week out there.
Have a great one. Bye-bye.